Hello, I am Beverly Ruffner and I welcome you to today's flow, which I'm going to bring you a very much needed grounding flow. So a lot of the poses that we're going to be doing today are going to be considered grounding. So whenever when we feel like we're not within ourselves and we've got a lot of life just happening and we want to come back into the presence, into that moment, this is the flow that I'm going to recommend. So go ahead and find yourself on your mat in a comfortable seated cross-legged position, and we'll just open up with connecting our breath into our movement and just bringing our focus to that inner world. And we can begin with gently closing our eyes or really lowering your gaze down to the ground. Palms can lay onto the thighs, thinking right now of length in that spine. And if you choose, it makes it sometimes a little bit easier if you want to grab a block, or if you're at home, you can absolutely grab a book or a couch pillow, just something to bring those hips up away from the floor a little bit, raising the hips higher than the knees, and it really helps give us that length. So with that in mind, closing your eyes, bringing your gaze down to the ground. Bringing your attention to that breath, taking a nice big inhale, feeling that belly expand outwards on that inhale, just filling the belly with air. And on that exhale, pulling that belly button back towards the spine, squeezing all of the air out of the lungs. And we're just going to stay here for a few deep breaths. And I'm going to bring a count of the inhale to a 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold that for 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times at your pace, maybe just counting to yourself to 4 with that 3-second hold, and then exhaling another 4 seconds, and just feeling that deep belly breath, feeling the belly expand, and on that exhale, feeling it contract. Bringing your shoulders down away from your ears. In that inhale, really thinking that length from the tailbone up through the spine, out through the top of your head. Just allowing your shoulders to relax, allowing your palms to relax into your thighs, allowing the ground below you to support every being of your essence right now. And bringing your palms out to the side, palms facing up. Inhale, bringing those arms up overhead. Clasping your hands together, rolling your wrists, bringing your palms towards the ceiling, getting a nice big inhale, stretching. Couple of breaths here. And one big inhale. Exhaling to that right side, opening up that left side body, bringing your gaze up past that elbow, up towards the ceiling, really feeling that stretch on that left side. Bringing that right palm down slightly behind you, bending that elbow slightly, getting more of a stretch on that left side. Great. Just a couple of breaths here. Relaxing the legs, allowing your sits bones, if you're on a block or even if you're on the mat, allowing those sits bones to stay straight. We're really focusing from above the hip, getting it stretch in that torso. Now allow your next inhale to bring that right arm back up, bringing your hands together, clasping those fingers and rolling the wrists up towards the ceiling. Another big inhale, and your exhale coming down to the left side. And again, bringing that gaze up past that elbow. Couple of deep breaths here. And on that next exhale, dropping that left hand behind you, palm into the ground, fingers facing away from you, really reaching in, bending that left elbow so slightly, bringing your gaze up the sky, keeping the sits bones on the mat, relaxing your legs. A couple of deep breaths here. Belly breaths, bringing that breath into the belly, feeling that belly expand on the inhale. Great. Now let the inhale bring that left hand up, bringing your palms together. Exhale is going to drop you forward, bringing your hands in front of you at whatever reach is most comfortable. I'm going to remove my block now so I can get a little bit more reach out of this. So on your inhale, thinking length, and on your exhale, think reach. Bringing the shoulders away from the ears, walking out on that inhale. And if it's comfortable, you can drop that head down, or you can also utilize your block or a book. And we have different levels here, so whatever is comfortable for you to come down and bring that forehead down to. In that reach forward, just taking a couple of deep breaths here. On that inhale, feeling the belly raising against your ankles, your shins. On that next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands back to your center. And go ahead, bringing both palms to your left side, kicking your feet out and bringing your knees to the mat into tabletop. Shoulders are directly above wrists, hips are directly above the knees. We're going to roll through a couple of cat-cows here. In cow, tucking those toes, bringing that chest forward, gaze forward. Fingers should be spread wide, and you should be seeing some nice pie slices there. Dropping that tailbone, pushing the ground away with your hands and your toes. Now we're going to exhale, bringing the tops of the feet to the mat, pushing into the ground, bringing that arch, tucking the tailbone towards the chest. Eyes are going to be gazing kind of at that belly button area and really pushing the ground away. Dropping into your inhale, cow, tucking the toes again, bringing that chest up proud, pushing the ground away. Into your exhale, coming back, arching that back into your cat. Nice strong cat. Coming back to your upward cat or your cow. Really feeling this in almost every muscle of your body, pushing the ground away. And I would invite any intuitive movements that may feel good to you right now. A couple of ways we can figure 8 with the hips when we're coming up, rolling the shoulders, going to the right side. And then reversing that figure 8. That is one way of really embodying and just getting some extra movement into your body. Our bodies, there's so many areas that are just have stagnant energy because we just don't move certain parts of our body as we go about our day. We are going to slide into child's pose, and we're going to do this one a little bit differently. You can bring your knees out as wide as the mat. However, for this particular pose, I'm not going to cue out as wide, but you do what is most comfortable for you. We're going to slide our bottom back to our heels, bringing those hands back behind, palms up, and let them rest right at our feet. And again, using your block. If your forehead doesn't come full weight of the ground, you can use the different levels of your block to bring that forehead to the mat. Just allowing everything to sink in, spreading those knees to what is comfortable. Palms up, shoulders are relaxed. Everything is relaxed here. And I'm going to invite you maybe to even take those hands and rubbing the feet, squeezing the heels, maybe even just gently touching the bottoms of your feet. Self-touch is such a wonderful way for us to just tune into what our bodies need. So even if you just want to hold on to the heels, or if you just want to stay here with your palms straight up to the ceiling. Also, another movement that I really love that feels good is just rocking my head left to right on the block. Just giving that forehead and third eye a nice massage. And again, just offering that surrender. This is your time for you. The rest of the day is going to be there. The voicemails will be left. The text messages will be in your phone. They do not require your attention right now. Your inner self is right now hungry for you to give it some attention. Let's take one big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Let's do that just one more time. And exhale, let it go. This time on that inhale, slowly coming back up to your tabletop, tucking those toes, chest proud, tuck the toes, raise the knees, and push back into your down dog. Pedaling the feet, picking up the right heel, dropping the left heel, dropping the right heel, bringing the left toes up onto the tippy toes. Biceps are spinning in towards the temple. Arms are framing that face. Tailbone is tucked towards the chest. Knees slightly bent. And just feeling in to see what it feels like to be slightly inverted here. This is another very grounding position. If you just feel yourself a little out of control sometimes, just grab a down dog and hold. It can really, what it does is it redirects the blood flow and starts to stimulate that nervous system. Beautiful. Coming into a stillness. Inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale down the heels. Inhale up tippy toes. Exhale heels down. One more time. Inhale up on the tippy toes. And exhale heels down. This time let your inhale carry your feet forward to your hands. Feet are hip width apart. Shoulders relaxed, just letting your fingers dangle, allowing your head to dangle. The top of head is going to be facing the mat. And maybe bringing your palms together, holding those elbows, swaying from left to right. Allowing everything to surrender, allowing the ground to absorb anything that is not serving you right now. Just a couple of breaths here. Again, as we're just recirculating the blood flow. I like to say we're bringing the life back to our face. Those of us in our 50s, we so get it, right? Reverse those wrinkles. Bringing those hands down to the ground. On an inhale, we're going to bring those palms up to the shins, squeezing the shoulder blades, periscoping the head forward. Exhale, forward fold, chest is on thighs.
This time on an inhale, we're going to circle the arms up and around, bringing palms together over the head. Exhaling, bringing palms down to chest. Inhale, hands go up above. Exhale into a forward fold, slightly bend the knees, chest comes over the thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms circle up and around, coming into prayer. Exhale, hands come down to chest center. Inhale, arms up above. Exhale, forward fold, chest over thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle arms up and around, bringing palms together. Exhale, arms come down to heart center. Bringing hands, I'm going to face you, bringing hands together, well, not together, but facing the thighs, hips, feet hip width apart. We're going to practice really grounding into the earth right now. So we're going to tense up, and I really want you to feel just the difference between standing here without intention and standing here with intention. If it helps you, grab a block, place that block between your thighs. That is your hip width apart, because we are going to be energetically squeezing those thighs together. So go ahead, if you have a block, go ahead and put the block or the book between your thighs. Tailbone, think length, straight. Think there's a silver cord from your tailbone up through your spine, out the top of your head. So you're really tucking, I'll show you this way, you're really tucking that tailbone, pulling the belly button back towards the spine. Fingers are plugging into the floor, feeling all four corners of your feet grounding into the earth below you. Chest is proud, shoulders are dropped from the ears. Squeezing the thighs, squeezing the glutes, pushing the feet into the ground evenly on all four corners, plugging the fingers into the ground. You should be shaking. And release. One more time, plug the fingers into the ground, squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the glutes, firmly plant those feet into the ground. We're planting, we're growing. We're receiving the energy from the earth, and release. One more time, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes, plug the fingers into the ground. Your arms should be shaking, your legs should be shaking. Hold. Hold, keep breathing. Chest proud, shoulders are relaxed, believe it or not, but the fingers are plugged in very forcefully to the ground. And relax. Beautiful. Coming into tree pose. Quite a few options here. One, we can keep our toes onto the mat and bringing our heel right to our shin. Also, we can drop the block if you want to get a little bit of an elevation. We can put our toes on the block, bring our heel up a little bit higher. For those courageous, we can just bring as I wobble, we can just bring our foot right to our calf. We can also grab that ankle and bring the foot up inside of that thigh. Now where it gets jiggy, I will cue. So get into position with your feet, whatever is most comfortable for you, and come into your tree pose. So we're going to lift our knee directly in front of us, bring it out to our right, and place that arch of the foot or the heel, wherever it is most comfortable, to stay away from your knee. We don't want to be hurting the knee on that left side. So if you want to grab your ankle and raise, that is wonderful. Hands position, hands on hips, tucking the tailbone, pulling the belly button. The more stable our core is, the easier this pose actually is. Other options, while we are in our tree. If you want more of a challenge than your hands at your hips, you can bring your hands out into cactus. You can bring your hands up above into your Y. Grow those branches. Then if you really want to challenge yourself, looking up, yes, I wobbled. And every day is different. Have fun with this. Allow yourself to play. Don't judge yourself. Just have fun. And then if you really want to have fun with this, close your eyes and really feel a difference. I'm not closing my eyes today. It's not going to happen. Beautiful. Be here for 2 more breaths. And I'm really struggling today. Be here for 2 more breaths. Great. And wherever you are, go ahead and come out of that and just shake it off before we do the other side. Let's do a couple sun salutations just to rebalance and readjust. Inhale, arms up, above. Exhaling, bend the knees, bringing chest over thighs. Forward fold. Inhale, palms to shins. Shoulder blades are squeezing together, periscoping that top of the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up and around, bringing palms together. Exhale to heart center. Inhale, hands come up and around. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bringing arms up and over. And exhale, hands come back to heart center. Now we can go to tree on our left side. So if you remember my cues, toes can be on the mat and heel comes up to the shin or the calf. You can bring it up on a block, or you can bring it completely up to the inside of that thigh. Whatever is most comfortable for you. I'm on the struggle bus today. I just really need to ground. There we go. Grow those branches. Shoulders away from the ears, or maybe cactus arms, or hands on hips. Tailbone check, belly button to the spine check. And if you come out of it, just come back into it. And again, just have fun with this. Like a little child with a hula hoop. They don't judge, they just have fun. They come right back in it, they drop the hoop and pick it right back up. Allow the ground to be your friend. And slowly coming out of it, shake, shake, shake. If you have your block on the mat, go ahead and get it out of the way. Coming to the back of your mat. We're going to be going into Warrior 3. So I just told you to move the block away. I'm going to encourage you to bring both blocks towards you, maybe the outside of your mat. We're going to go into Warrior 3. So at the back of our mat, we're going to inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms up and around. Exhale, hands down to prayer. Stepping forward to your high lunge. It's the easiest way to get into your high lunge. Your knee is directly above your ankle. That left heel is kicked out, bringing your hands straight up, plugging your fingers into the ceiling, just like we did in mountain pose. So really feel the 4 corners of this front foot into the ground, evening out that weight distribution from your toes to those front feet, tucking that tailbone, plugging the fingers into the ground. Shoulders away from the ears. We're going to exhale, bringing these hands down. I'm going to suggest grabbing these blocks, finding the position. We're going to put the weight into that front foot, lifting the back foot, straightening that front leg, bringing that left leg up, bringing shoulders directly towards the mat, hips towards the mat like they have headlights, tucking the toes towards the knee. And imagine the pinky toe is facing the mat. And again, you can practice whatever feels good with your blocks. Straightening those hips. If you want a little bit of a challenge, bringing those hands back, palms facing each other, lifting, lifting, lift that heel to the ceiling. Lift, chest proud, shoulders proud. Maybe even bringing those arms forward, framing the face. Recommitting. Reaching those fingers to the front like someone's pulling those fingers, pushing that heel to the back of the room. Or if your hands are down your block, pushing the palms into that block. Beautiful. Big inhale, exhale is going to bring that foot right beside your left foot. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms circle up and over. This time, palms are coming together. And as we're bringing palms down our exhale towards our chest center, we're dropping back into our chair pose. Bringing the booty back behind you. Knees should be tracking over your ankles, slightly forward. We definitely don't want them like this. You should be able to look down at your toes, wiggle your toes. Beautiful. If you want to bring those arms up, framing the face, feel free. Tucking that tailbone, pulling the belly button back towards the spine. Wonderful. A couple more breaths. And exhale, bringing it all up into mountain. Inhale, palms come up. And exhale, circle arms down, forward fold, bend the knees, chest comes over thighs. Inhale up, palms come to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle around and up. And exhale, hands down to the side. This time, we're going to step the right foot back, coming into the opposite side lunge. Arms come up above to frame the face, finding your balance, sinking into that high lunge. Again, knee over ankle, kickstanding this back foot. Shoulders are away from the ears. Plugging the fingers into the ceiling. Tucking that tailbone, maybe sinking a little bit deeper into that high lunge. Just watch you don't bring the knee towards over the toes. Beautiful. Now if you remember what we did on the opposite side, we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to be bending forward, bringing those hands down to the blocks, walk the blocks back to frame that foot, plant that left foot, and lift the right leg up to where it is level. Flex those toes towards the knee, drop that pinky toe towards the mat, chest is proud. We don't want any crunching here. And again, if you want a challenge, a little bit more of a challenge, slight bend in that knee, bringing the hands back, palms facing each other. You're going to wobble, that's okay. Recommitting, tucking those toes or flexing those toes. Maybe bringing hands forward. Reaching towards the front of the room, pushing towards the back of the room with that heel, or coming down to your blocks. Maybe changing the levels of those blocks. You should really be feeling this in your left hammy. And again, pretend like there are headlights on your hips And on your shoulders, they should be shining straight down at the mat. Beautiful, beautiful. Exhale, bring that foot to your left foot, hip width. And exhale, let it fall into your forward fold. Inhale, arms come up and around. Hands come into prayer. As we are bringing hands down to chest, we're going to drop into our chair pose again. Bringing that booty back behind you. We call this the potty squat. Should be able to see your toes. Wiggle your toes. We want the weight in the heels. Tucking that tailbone. Pressing the palms together or bringing hands up to frame the face. Chest proud. Beautiful. Exhale, bring it all up. One last pose before we come down into our easy seat. I'm going to inhale, arms up and around. Walk the feet out further than hip width. And we're going to squat down into our goddess. So as we're exhaling, we're going to be dropping down, squatting, squatting, squatting. Just getting comfortable. And bringing our arms to push out our thighs. Hands in prayer. If this is too much, you can just come down into a basic squat. And again, it's okay to rock back and forth and find your center. Find what is comfortable for you. If you want to have a chair in front of you, a table in front of you, that is perfectly fine. This is your time. A couple of deep breaths here. Just opening those hips. And bring those hands around behind you, finding your seat. Coming back to your cross legs. Bring your hands to your thighs. Letting your breath come back to your normal breathing. Now you can stay here, or you can choose to lie down on the mat. So coming up, feet into the mat, knees facing the ceiling, palms come out facing each other, rolling back one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come down the mat, bringing the arms down, letting your hands fall to the outside of the mat. Walking your feet out to the edges of the mat, allowing your knees and your feet to sprawl out. And just fully surrendering everything into the earth below you. And just notice how your body feels. Notice the difference of when you first got onto the mat to how you feel now. I am going to walk you through a body scan, and then my voice will leave you for a few minutes, and then I will be back. The next thing you will hear is my voice. As you take that nice deep breath in, just imagine a bright white light fully covering you. It's like an orb that is just fully glowing around you. Maybe drawing that white light in to the top of your head and feeling that healing energy behind your eyes. feeling it move down to your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Gently moving over your shoulders. Traveling down your arms to your wrists, out to your palms, to your fingertips. And allowing that inhale to bring that healing light up your elbows to your shoulders. And as you inhale, feeling that in your chest. With each inhale, you can feel your belly expanding, filling your lungs, being so thankful for each breath, being thankful for the blood that's circulating through your body, beating your heart, and bringing that healing light into your hips and your pelvis, and down your legs, to your knees, your ankles, bottoms of your feet, feeling it shooting out of your toes. And that inhale brings that bright light right back into your body. As we allow the blood to circulate and let it flow wherever our bodies need healing. As you come back, wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, bring your arms up above you, bring your fingers together, clasping your fingers, pushing them away from your head, pointing your toes towards the opposite side of the room, giving yourself a nice long stretch. Big inhale, exhale, bringing those hands around, bringing your right knee into your chest, then your left knee. Giving yourself a big hug, rocking from left to right. Now finding your way to the right side of the mat. Just allowing your hands to be a pillow, planting that left palm into the ground. This is your birthing position. We just came from corpse pose, where we were completely grounded, surrendering everything into the earth, allowing the earth to absorb. Now we roll into that birthing position, into that fetal position,
where whatever is ahead of us is blooming and blossoming. So as you plant that left hand in the ground and you rise up, know that everything from this present moment is yours to make it be whatever you want it to be. Bringing your hands together at heart center, dip the chin. Let's take one deep breath together. And exhale, letting it go. Bringing those thumbs up to the forehead, dipping the chin. One last deep breath together. And exhale, letting it all go. Namaste. And thank you so much for practicing with me. Sending you so much love.